morning, Sasha. Thanks for being here. We're going to explore 3 really simple arm postures to prepare the arms for arm balancing in yoga asana postures that will eventually also prepare us for inversions. It will help to stabilize and mobilize the shoulder blades, also stabilize the joints around, or the muscles around the joints, like around the shoulder blades, the elbows, the wrists, and the hands. And it will also create a lot of space, as you'll see, in the torso for the breath to move freely. I think it's also really empowering to do these poses, to create these steady shoulder blades that open the collarbones, that create space in the spine, that allow the breath to flow. It's like you're just standing a little bit taller, and you're also a little bit more receptive. So those 2 qualities can exist together, stability and mobility. The first one we're going to do, you can be seated or standing. You can practice this at work or at home. It's a great little quick break just to get the breath and the blood flowing and get your energy up and maybe even cultivate a little bit more focus if you're feeling flighty. So you can interlace the fingers wherever you are. Just make sure that your seat or your feet are equal if you're standing or sitting. And you can sit in a chair or like me on a block. With one little finger down, just make sure the webbing at the fingers is tight. Turn the palms forward and just start to press kind of forward and back so that the shoulder blades separate and then come onto the back a couple times like this. And then as you're pressing forward without thrusting the back, the shoulder blades can separate, continue that movement forward and up. This is called Urdhva Badan Gulyasana, or upward interlaced fingers pose. So literally the hands are upward and the fingers are interlaced. Press the arms together and lift up. So you can even see, once I lifted a little bit and lengthened the sides of my waist, my back got a little bit taller. My torso got a little bit taller. Keep the neck calm, the face relaxed. And if you want, you can take a few pumps of the arms back. This actually places the shoulder blade nicely on the upper back. You can even kind of feel it when you do that motion. And make sure that you're turning the thumb up and the pinky finger down, and you're not curling the palms. You're really opening the palms up, and that will help to mobilize and stabilize the wrists. And then stay a little bit further back and lift yourself up and take a breath. See if you can equalize on both sides, and then release, turn the palms towards you, and roll the wrists around. And then you're just going to switch the sides. So you'll put the other little finger on top or on bottom. It might feel bizarre if it's the non-habitual one, that's normal. Turn the palms forward. I always tell my students it's nice to practice just presence when we feel like things are a little awkward, or when we feel like the body's in a bizarre posture, and we can breathe through those bizarre moments. So again, you can push the palms forward and back a couple times, and then keep pushing forward to go up and breathe. You can pump the arms a little. You can hold this for like a minute, and it will really invigorate the shoulders, the arms, and the torso. Lift your torso up equally, relax the face. You can pump a little bit the arms if you haven't already. And think of the arms pressing in towards each other. Like if I had my hand on either side of your arms, your upper arms, I could move them in towards each other and pull them up a little higher. And then as you're ready, you can release. Turn the palms towards you and roll the wrists. Next, I'm going to use a block for this, and I'm going to change them behind my back. This is called Gomukhasana, or a cow face pose, because you have these little cow ears here. And it's going to, again, stabilize the shoulder blades. It's actually a yoga pose, but we're going to do it as a movement to create stability and, again, mobility. And this is a really essential posture for so many other yoga postures, too, and just for your regular posture in your life, whether you're seated or standing. So take a block or a book or something similar to this size, and you're going to take it in one hand, and you can open the arms out to the side, and again, lift your spine up so that you're not crouched down, and you have space in the collarbones. You're going to take the hand with the block up, bend the elbow, and the other hand back behind you, and grab the block. Whoop! So that you switch. I know you can't see it behind me, but that wasn't magic. I just switched the block. And then you're going to do it the other side. I'm just going to stay facing forward because I think you get the idea. But it is difficult to get the block. Sometimes you kind of have to drop it a little bit if it doesn't reach. And if this is not happening, you don't have to use a block. You can literally just do this without anything and just switch your hands from side to side. Sometimes I do that if I'm at my computer for a while and I just need to open up my chest a little and stabilize my shoulders. So do this a few more times. And again, one elbow is up, one elbow is down, and you're doing your best kind of not to like crunch forward to do this. It's challenging, Your wrist kind of has to turn behind you to catch the block. So just try again and keep trying, even if it's awkward. Again, we learned how to breathe through awkward moments. Keep the spine tall. And if you want, then you can hold the pose with, you just hold like one hand on the bottom of the block, one hand on the top behind you. This upper arm rolls in and up, the elbow goes in and up. This bottom arm just goes out to the side, so you're not pushing it forward and you're not throwing it back. That was dramatic, but it's just going to the side and down, so that this collarbone of the bottom arm is wide. And lift the spine up, so it's kind of like you're pressing this bottom forearm into the back, so that you're not pushing the back forward or you're rolling back. And then you can do the other side, whoop. So now it's in the other hand, the other arm is going down, and again, this top arm goes in and up, this bottom elbow just goes out to the side and kind of down, and you're lifting the spine tall, and you're breathing. This bottom forearm and the back are just pressing nicely into each other, and then you release. Whew, that feels so nice. So this is the last one, and then I will give you a few other poses to practice after. That was Gomukhasana that we just did, and now we're doing Garudasana, which is an eagle pose. It's kind of like when the birds fly and they create this beautiful wrap of the arms. So you can do that a few times. We'll do it as a movement and then as a pose. So you can open the arms wide and just kind of flap your arms. And if you don't wrap the forearms around each other, maybe you just kind of like give yourself a hug and switch the elbow that's on top. You kind of see swimmers doing this. I always remember seeing Michael Phelps doing this in the Olympics. You can do it fast or slow, but do it from your shoulder blades and your arms and not your back. And then stay with one elbow on top and see if you can just lift the elbows a little bit and widen the chest. So it's kind of that same action we did of plugging the shoulders back in the beginning, but you're not pressing the shoulder blades into each other because you can't really do that in this pose. You're just widening the collarbones, and that will kind of plug the shoulder blades into the chest. And then if you're feeling like you want to continue, you can maybe touch the back of the forearms together without bending at the wrist. So you can see it's literally blocking my face. It's right in front of my nose. But I'm not pressing my hands into my nose. I'm just parallel to the wall in front of me. And if you want to continue, you can wrap all the way around for the full pose. And that will be the wrists wrapping around each other, almost like the forearms could actually wrap around each other. And the wrists and the fingers are long. If that's not happening, you stay with the forearms, the back of the forearms touching or touching the shoulders. And take a few breaths here. Again, you're widening the collarbones. The elbows are lifting up so that the upper arm is parallel-ish to the ground. And the forearms are turning right in front of your face. So you're not karate chopping your forehead here. Take one more breath. Whew, and then release. And you can just kind of shake out the arms. See if you remember which arm is on top. You can do a couple swings in between, and then you land again with one arm on top, the opposite one, and one arm on the bottom. It might be bizarre, it might feel awkward, that's okay if it's your non-habitual one. So you can first just touch the shoulders and kind of plug them back. That widens the collarbones. Then maybe you continue, or you just stay as you are and breathe. The back of the forearms. And if that's coming along and your wrists are long, you can turn the forearms, really wrap them around each other and turn the thumbs towards your face. Like you could potentially karate chop your face with your thumbs. And lift the elbows and widen the collarbones and take a few breaths here. So you're not trying not to lean to one side either. It's really symmetrical as much as it can be in this non-symmetrical arm pose. Keep lifting the spine and breathe, and then release and shake it out. So those are three poses you can do seated or standing. The first one was Urdhva Badanguliasana. The second one was Gomukhasana, either with a block, or if you can grab your fingers, you can hold it, or just switch back and forth. And the last one was Garudasana, which was the eagle wrap. Again, you can kind of do this a couple times and then stay here. And that will help to just enliven, activate the arms, and lengthen the spine, and maybe even give you a little bit more confidence. The next poses I would recommend, we're not going to do them now, would be downward facing dog, and you can roll from down dog to plank pose a couple times. You can start, you can try a side plank or a modified side plank, and those are really good beginner or beginning or preparatory. It doesn't have to necessarily mean you're a beginner, it doesn't necessarily mean you're advanced. They're just good preparations for arm balancing and inversions, and then you can go from there and just ask me any questions if you have them, and take care of yourself if you need to modify, and have a great day, and have fun exploring inversions if you like to do them, or even if you don't. Again, we learn how to breathe in bizarre or uncomfortable moments, and have fun exploring arm balances. There's a lot to do, there's a lot of modifications, so if you feel like you're not comfortable yet doing them, don't worry, maybe comfort will come, or maybe you'll just feel more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Thanks for watching, have a great day.